time now for our business roundup. Charles Pellegrin joins us on set. First stop, hello, Charles.
Hi, Nancy.
First stop, Lima, Peru, for the summit, the APEC summit. Tell us more.
Well, the trade will be at the top of the agenda there, especially the Trans-Pacific Partnership, a free trade initiative launched by Barack Obama that includes 12 Pacific Rim countries. It's come under fire during the U.S. elections. Donald Trump vowed to renegotiate all international trade deals so as to protect American workers. In the time being, Secretary of State John Kerry told his Japanese counterpart that he was never giving up on the TPP. As it's known, Japanese leaders aren't giving up either, especially after what they think was an encouraging meeting between the president-elect and Prime Minister Shinzo Abe.
All the countries that we spoke with
Todos los países con los que conversamos
were in agreement with us
estuvieron de acuerdo con nosotros
that TPP needs to be pressed ahead. He had able to have a very frank discussion with him, and since it was in a very warm atmosphere, and he was convinced through the meeting that he and Mr. Trump would be able to build a very good working relationship.
Well, China is not included in this TPP and could capitalize on its failure by offering its own project for a free trade area in the Pacific.
And Charles, how are the markets faring at this moment?
Well, let's take a look at Asia now, where we're seeing, I think, a mixed picture across Asia. The Nikkei closed in positive territory by over about 0.5% in the positive territory. That's the highest level in 11 months, thanks in part to a weaker currency. Investors there will be keeping an eye on relations with the U.S. and future trade relations. Shanghai Composite in China closed down 0.5%, and the Hang Seng in Hong Kong up by about 0.1%, and the Kospi in South Korea down by about 0.33%. And that's if I look at how the markets in Europe opened, and it's all in the green, in positive territory. The FTSE in London up by about 0.1%. The Paris CAC 40 up almost 0.5%. And the Frankfurt DAX up by 0.2%. This is on the back of a speech by Janet Yellen, the head of the U.S. Federal Reserve, where she said that interest rates will likely rise soon. That would signal that the U.S. economic recovery is gaining momentum, which is good news for the world economy.
Now, Charles, we also received revised growth figures from the French Finance Ministry.
Yeah, and as expected, it's not been revised upwards. Finance Minister Michel Sapin announced it on the radio this morning, this Friday morning. The French economy is predicted to grow by 1.4% in 2016 compared to a previous assessment of 1.5%. He maintained this wouldn't negatively affect the unemployment rate.
Now, Airbnb is making a big announcement about going into new services. Tell us more about that.
Well, the startup has launched Trips, a new service that offers travelers customized itineraries on their travels. The move signals the startup's transformation into a full-blown travel company as opposed to a home rental service. The services are available now in 12 cities and will be in more than 50 cities next year. We'll have more with Josh Vardy.
From paying to watch the stars to learning some burlesque moves, Airbnb takes an ambitious step deeper into tourism and travel. The home-sharing website says its new initiative Trips will offer so-called full immersion and one-off experiences to clients. While Airbnb hosts currently pay a 3% commission to the company on rentals, Trips hosts will pay 20%. Its CEO says the expansion will guide the business beyond helping people find a bed for the night.
I think the Airbnb you knew of as of yesterday will be a minority of our revenue in the future. And I think that future might take a number of years. We don't want to grow this too fast.
In recent years, Airbnb has become a giant in the global tourism industry, valued at around $30 billion, through enabling people to rent out rooms or apartments to paying guests. Its rapid growth has also seen the company mired in controversy. Regulators in cities like Berlin, Paris, Barcelona, and its hometown San Francisco have slapped increasing controls on hosts. Critics say the site contributes to larger rents as well as diverting housing stock away from local residents. Airbnb's expansion could be an attempt to sidestep its regulation worries, but is likely to raise a bundle of new questions for authorities still wondering how to tax and regulate its existing business.